Hi, and thank you for joining me for day 22 of Scraptember 2023. And today's prompt is to use a pattern paper background. Now, if you followed me for a while, you'll know that I definitely shy away from using pattern papers as my base. I'm a white cardstock girl at heart, but I like a challenge. So I grabbed my Spectrum Gardenia, which was the obvious choice for me because these backgrounds are almost like ready-made mixed media. And I could have gone down the easy route of choosing the white paper with the speckles on, so it's almost a white, but I decided no, I must really try and use a proper pattern paper background. So that's what I'm doing. So I grabbed this one with all the butterflies at the top, and I'm documenting a picture of my two when they were just about 14 months old, October 2008. And they loved this chair because it bounced a bit, so they would hold on to the back of it and try and bounce it together. They were a real duo. So I'm just creating a mat behind this photo. I didn't really know where I was going when I started with this paper. I just knew that I wanted to use it. And the photo is so neutral. James is wearing blue. They've both got blue and white nappies on. So it was very easy to use it with a bright and colourful paper. So I've pulled out that black and white diagonal stripe piece is from the laser cut elements. And then most of the other pieces are from the ephemera pack. The frame is from the acetate frames that are in the pack, and I immediately grabbed this square. I think I may have cut some off in the past. It's from the ephemera pack, and it has all the colours that you've got across the top there, so I thought that would be a really nice piece to use as a mat, working with mostly neutrals around the rest of the mat. So I've got that lovely film strip piece at the what's it called, a viewfinder film, I don't know. The black round piece at the bottom, and then this word is also from the laser cut pieces, and it says every little thing you do. So I wanted to pair that with this tag that says together, because they were always together. Being twins, I mean, obviously I had to keep them close together, but they did definitely work as a pair. They worked in tandem. So I'm just fiddling around and trying to decide what to do. I thought I was going to use that frame vertically, but then I moved it horizontally, and I really like the look of that. It sort of extended the line out to the left a little bit. So I am going to commit and glue that down. That blue ticket that I've got on a wonk where everything else is straight, I don't know why I did that, so I'm actually going to change that now. Just pull it up and stick it back down straight. And then I'm just looking for other bits that I can use to embellish around now. So I've got this beautiful wax seal that I created with one of our wax seal stamps that we sell at Hey Little Magpie. It's like a lavender colour, and I thought that would work really nicely. It's a lovely doodled heart. But I wanted a few more mats behind the photo first. So I pulled out this. This is the reverse side of, I think it's from the laser cut elements. And 49er Market are brilliant because they print extra cutter parts for you on the packaging. So this is just one of those pieces. So I just wanted to use that as an extra mat behind. I wasn't quite sure exactly where it's going to go, but I decided to have it this way up like that. And I love black and white diagonals. If you've watched me before, you'll know that. So it was an obvious choice. And I really like that file folder piece, the tab sticking out as well. So I wanted to include that. So now I'm just cutting out one of the printables that we sell at Hey Little Magpie. This is the printable set to go with Gardenia, and it's just a pink label, and I thought that would tuck really nicely just above that ticket there. And then in fact I cut it in half and have half on this side and half on the other side, so half just by that together ticket. Again, it's just creating another layer, another bit of interest. And I do like having lots of layers on my pages for sure. So this is starting to come together now. You can see the shape more. And it's just highlighting the photo really. It's just making sure that you're aware of that with all the busyness at the top of the page. I wanted to make sure that the photo shone through. So just roughing up the edges with my fingernails. And then tucking that in there. So these printables, you can buy them and print them at home yourself, or we do sell them as pre-printed items. But obviously if you're outside the UK and you're interested in them, then having the downloadable option might be better for you. So I'm going to glue this down and commit. And then I realised that I haven't scuffed up all the edges, so I wanted to do that. I've said scuffed up. I think that's because I watch Christine Harden a lot. She says scuff up the edges. So I don't normally say that, so that's obviously come from her. Thanks, Christine. So I'm adding one of my fabric Flair here, and it says loved. And then here's another wax seal. That one's got a camera on and it's a lovely navy, but I decided to swap it for that paler lilac. I didn't want something that was too dark and drew your attention too much. I wanted to keep the attention on the photo. So as per I've been doing recently, I'm adding some tangled thread behind this Flair and wax seal. I've gone for blue, and then I will add some yellow as well underneath that wax seal. So just gluing that down and then adding some glue to the Flair to get that stuck down. I love these canvas Flair. I love the texture, and they're also not too deep, so they're nice to tuck underneath layers like this. And it means that you can tuck the wax seal under it without it creating too much bulk on the layout. So here comes the yellow tangled twine, and of course, because I've got, thread, because I've got that at the top here, I'm going to mirror it on the bottom right hand side. So I'll just add some yellow and blue again to that side too, just for balance. So just making sure that that's nicely stuck down. And then here I come in with that bottom corner. So I'm going to add the yellow under the bottom right hand corner of the photo mat, just on top of that circular piece, whatever it's called. And then I shall add a blue thread above that, so above that word strip next to the together tag. And I've not forgotten that that's a tag. I will be adding some wax twine to the hole in that tag shortly. So just separating the threads and making sure I'm happy with the way it looks. It needs to be tangled and it needs to be messy, but it needs to be just so. I'm very particular sometimes about things, and when I watch back it's just ridiculous. So here's that wax twine. I'm just using a black. It's a very dark purple that I've chosen for this, and I'm threading a charm onto that. It's a little blue enamel heart. So I poke the folded edge through the hole, and then I thread that folded edge onto the charm, and then push the ends through the folded edge. That makes sense, and that makes the charm stay on top on the loop of that thread. So bringing in another one of our fabric Flair here. It's a little doodled heart on that is like a tealy green, and that works nicely in that corner. And I just wanted a little bit more height, so this is from the Laser Cut Elements. It's a film strip piece in card. I think I may have used half of that on a previous layout because it didn't have a bottom. So I think it might be a cut-off piece that I've used in the past. And now I'm coming in with my journaling, and I'm adding that to the right of the photo. And it just says, how you both love to climb onto the Poang chair, hold onto the back and bounce, our little team. So just explaining what they were doing there. So continuing to mess with this wax twine, I couldn't work out where to leave it to trail when I was threading it through the tag, so I left it for a little bit. Sometimes it's obvious to me where it needs to go, and other times I do struggle, so I just leave it for a while I carry on with the rest of the layout, and often manage to work it out. So that's where it stays. I've just threaded it through that film strip and then tucked it under the tab. And now I'm just adding a few other little bits and pieces. These are the bits and pieces we sell at Hey Little Magpie. It's a padded star. And then we've got these mini stars as well that I'm adding to the bottom, just one gold and one blue. So again, taking inspiration from the colours across the top, the rainbow colours that we've got in this Gardenia paper. And then I felt that there was a big gap underneath the photo and I couldn't work out what to add. And then I remembered these gorgeous 12 by 12 phrase rub-ons, and they have a lot of definitions on, and one of the definitions was sweetest. So I thought that would work really nicely under the photo here. So I'm going to rub that on there, and then that creates a new problem for me because I felt that there was it was very blunt on the left-hand side. There was a big gap, and it doesn't blend into the side. It's a straight line for the definition. So I will add some more rub-ons to the left there, just to soften that edge really. So first of all, these gorgeous triangles. I just love these triangles. They're almost like a chevron to me. I wish they would just sell a whole pack of these and I'd use them on every layout. So just rubbing those on. And then I decide to come in with the 6x8 rub-ons. They've got a sheet full of stitched elements, and this little black one works really nicely under there, and that just softens that edge a little bit. And then the final thing I'll do once that's rubbed on is add this little black heart from the laser cut elements, and then some black Nouveau crystal drops. And that's the layout done. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do check the description box down below for the playlist of everybody else who's playing on this hop. Thank you very much to the Scrappy sisters and Laura Alberts for organising this. I'm really enjoying it. I can't believe we're on day 22 already. And we leave Scraptember to go straight into 30 Days of Sketches in October. So it's a fun-filled, busy couple of months for me, but I'm really enjoying it. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate all your comments. Thanks again. Bye.